Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, afternoon, or night, everyone. So today, me, Humayra Najla, and my partner Dipo will be doing the final exam presentation, which is analyze the plan strategy and ESG recommendations for Nestle Malaysia and Japfa. So first, we're going to dive into Nestle Malaysia first. Okay, so as an introduction, Nestle Malaysia, a subsidiary of the global Nestle SA, has been an integral part of the Malaysian food and beverage industry since 1912. As the leading nutrition, health, and wellness company in the country, Nestle Malaysia is committed to enhancing the quality of life for all Malaysians with diverse product portfolio that includes household names like Milo, Maggi, and Nescafe. Nestle Malaysia caters to nutritional needs and preferences of its consumers while upholding the highest standards of quality and safety. Dedicated to sustainability and corporate social responsibility, Nestle Malaysia actively works towards achieving net zero greenhouse gas emission by 2050 and supports various community environmental initiatives. Through programs such as the Nestle Healthy Kids program and Project Relief, the company strives to improve the health and well-being of local communities and promote environmental conservation, driven by innovation and passionate team. For over 5,000 employees, Nestle Malaysia continues to lead in the industry, making a positive impact on the lives of Malaysians every day. So this is the reporting framework for Nestle Malaysia. So their report has been produced with the reference of the Global Reporting Initiative, or GRI, consolidated set of standards 2021. They also applied the Sustainability Accounting Standards Board, SASB, standard for the processed food sector and World Economic Forum stakeholder capitalism metrics. GRI and SASB references are indicated in the Nestle 2023 Sustainability Key Performance Indicators Index. So we don't have any catchphrases for their ESG framework, but we have their commitment for their ESG plan for the year, which is first is they aim to reduce their greenhouse gas emission by 20% by 2025 and 50% by 2030 from 2018 levels on the road to net zero by 2050. And then they also aim to achieve and maintain 100% assessed deforestation. Next, they also aim 20% of their key ingredients to be sourced from farmers adopting regenerative agricultural practices. Next is to reduce water use in their factories by 6 million meters square, I think. And then by 2030, they also aim 100% of key ingredient volumes to be responsibly sourced. And by 2025, they also aim design above 95% of their plastic packaging for recycling and continue to work 100% being recyclable or reusable. And then next, they aim to reduce virgin plastics by 1/3. And lastly is the ambition to help 10 million young people around the world have access to economic opportunities. This is the reporting framework for the GRI index. They use the GRI 2021, as I said before. So here's just a glimpse of it for the General Disclosure 2021. They also use the SASB index. This is also a glimpse of it. I already provide the link for more information in the previous second slides. So if you're interested in checking these indexes out, you can check it on that link. And then here is the ESG materiality topics or metrics. So as you can see here, from the process, they select their material topics first and then establish the external contacts and then the stakeholder engagement, and then next the materiality assessment, and then review the strategy and then publish in CSV. And here is what we have for Nestle Malaysia based on their 2023 sustainability report. So for the major topics or metrics that they choose is water management, ecological impact, GHG emission, and then there's also health and nutrition, environmental and social impacts of ingredient supply chain, and then there's also product quality and safety. And then in the significant area, we have employee health and safety, physical impact, access and affordability, products labeling, circular economy, human rights, employee acquisition, employee engagement, and then there's also packaging lifecycle management. And then moving on to the moderate side, we have the animal welfare, business ethics, community relations. And then there's the last one, which is negligible. We have the governance structures and mechanism. And then there's the data privacy management. And here is the ESG roadmap for Nestle. So they, of course, like any other company, have the by 2050 net zero goal. So in 2018, they have the path to regenerate their future generation. Solving the problem means identifying the problem. They found Nestle emitted 92 million tons greenhouse gas emission in 2018, which, like I said before, in the reporting framework, they wanted to reduce it by 20% at least for 2030. And then there's also the milestones from 2021 moving on until 2025, hope. So there is the 100% deforestation free for primary supply chains, switch their global car fleet to lower emission, and then certified sustainable palm oil by the end of 2023, source renewable electricity, and then packaging is going to be recyclable and reusable by 2025, and then certified sustainable cocoa and coffee by 2025, and then 20% of key ingredients through regenerative agricultural methods. And then they also want to cut virgin plastic in their packaging by a third by 2025, and then plant 20 million trees a year. And they will be scaling up to use more renewable thermal energy, plant 200 million trees by 2030, and then source 50% of key ingredients through regenerative agricultural methods. And also by 2050, they hope they can deliver the goal with being in 2050, they will be net zero emission. Okay, so the next couple of slides will be presented by my partner, if he may.
Okay, so for the next one is Japfa. So PT Japfa Confit Indonesia is one of Indonesia's largest agri-food company that has been producing vital animal protein staples for the nation since 1975. The key for the success is the total solution approach for multiple distribution channels across Indonesia. They create value for the industry partners through integrated production chain that includes animal feed manufacturing, poultry breeding, commercial production of broilers, fish, shrimp, and beef, as well as value-added food processing. So wherever they operate, they focus on producing best possible products by setting exceptional biosecurity standards, applying the latest technical know-how and end-to-end quality control. Okay, next. So for the reporting framework, the sustainability report is prepared in accordance with the GRI 2021 standards and refers to the GRI's agriculture, aquaculture, and capture fisheries sector standards. And then Japfa also consider aspects highlighted in various ESG ratings. Among them are the Asian Corporate Governance Scorecard, and then the color FARR for animal welfare, MSCI, S&P, Sri Kahati, and TCFD recommendation. Next. So this is their ESG framework. So they have three main pillars. The first one is the efficient production system, which include the large-scale operation and advanced technology. Inside of the pillar is the healthy animals that consists of biosecurity, vaccines, animal welfare, and balanced diet. And then they have the efficient use of resource, such as the energy management, water management, reusable packaging, and local sourcing. And then they also have the minimized waste and emissions, such as the manure management, air pollution control, and also wastewater management. Second pillar is the people development, which is the knowledge management. For the first one is the employee. So for the employee, they get the training and development, also support for life balance. For the farmers, they get the technical assistance and also skill improvement. And for the community get education program that focus on uh, agriculture. And for the third pillar is the improving nutrition. So they want to feed more people. By in this pillar, they facilitate access to affordable proteins by geographical reach and industrialized approach. They also have a program called the Japfa for Kids. So it is a program of education about balanced diet for children and teachers, and also food safety and traceability. So their food safety and hygiene standards, and then they also have halal slaughterhouse and traceability back to the farm. Okay, next. So these are the materiality topic. So the first material topic is uh, providing nutritious and affordable food. Second one is consumer health and safety. Third one is adhering to ethical working principle. Fourth one is upholding anti-corruption policy. And then for the fifth one is the food security certification. And then number 6 is managing product recall. Then the responsible suppliers, farmers, partner. Then also the efficient use of resources for climate resilience. Number 9 is occupational health and safety, and for the last one is food traceability and local and product labeling. Okay, next. So this is the ESG roadmap. The concept of sustainability has started in 1971, and then in 2014. In 2014, they start monitoring and reporting process for sustainability practice. In 2018, they created a separate sustainability report to specifically communicate sustainability effort in their operation. And then in 2019, they established sustainability committee and developed a strategy plan up to 2026. They also launched a Japfa sustainability reporting system. So it is a platform to monitor the company's environmental, social, and financial performance, and they initiated the LCA pilot for poultry operations with cradle to gate scope. In 2020, they participate as a road tester in the social LCA project initiated by the UN Environmental Life Cycle Initiative and Social LCA Alliance to assess the contribution to commercial farmer partners. And then in 2021, they issued the world first sustainability linked bond, or the SLB, for the agri-food industry, and the first US dollar-dominated SLB in Southeast Asia. And they also initiate development sustainability practice survey of suppliers. In 2022, they set sustainability target, and they also commit to support the target. Okay, next. So this is part of the roadmap as well. So in 2023, they are aiming to reduce 25% of the scope 1 greenhouse gas emission for the poultry live bird production in terms of net zero target. So in terms of climate, for company managed poultry farms. And then for the social aspect is 16 training hours received by employees and 25% increase of training hours received by contract farmers who requested for the by 2040. They aim to reduce 50% of the scope 1 greenhouse gases. and zero goal, scope 1 greenhouse gases throughout the Japfa group. For the social aspect, they aim for 24 training hours received by the employees. By 2050, they aim for a net zero for the scope 1 greenhouse gas emission.
Okay, so I'll be continuing the gap analysis for both Nestle and Japfa. So first we have the standard that they both use. So for Nestle, they use Global Reporting Initiative, GRI, Consolidated Set of Standards 2021. And then they also use the Sustainability Accounting Standard Board, SASB standard for the processed food sector. And then they also use the World Economic Forum stakeholder capitalism metrics. And for Japfa's sustainability report is prepared in accordance with the Global Reporting Initiative, GRI, 2020 standards and refers to GRI's agriculture, aquaculture, and capture fisheries sector standards. They also consider aspects highlighted in the various ESG ratings among the Asian Corporate Governance Scorecard, COLOR, FARRR, for animal welfare, MSCI, S&P, SRI Kahati, and TCFD recommendations. So next we have the company ESG SWOT strategy for Nestle Malaysia. So for the strength, it is brand recognition. Nestle is a well-established brand, recognized globally, which helps to build trust. And then second is the product diversification. Nestle has a diverse portfolio of products, including food on a single product and also so much more. And then third is the local adaptation. Nestle has successfully adapted its product to local markets, such as Milo and Nescafe. And then next is strong distribution network. Nestle has a strong distribution network, which enables efficient delivery of products to customers. And then also we have their weakness. First is the dependence on single product. Nestle's success is heavily dependent on the flagship product. And then the second one is high operating costs. Nestle's high operating costs, including marketing and distribution expenses, can negatively impact the profitability. And then also there is the environmental impact with the packaging and also the production processes. And then lastly, for the weakness is social responsibility. Nestle has faced criticism for its social responsibility practices such as labor practice and supply chain transparency. And for the opportunities is the growing demand for sustainable products. Consumers are increasingly demanding sustainable products. And second is the digital transformation. Nestle can take leverage digital technologies to improve efficiency, also to reduce their costs. And then third is the expansion into new markets. Nestle can expand into new markets such as Southeast Asia, other than Malaysia, of course, to increase its global presence and revenue. And then lastly is the partnership and collaboration. Nestle can form partnership and collaboration with other companies, organizations, or governments. And lastly is the threat. First one is competition. Nestle faces intense competition from other food and beverage companies, which can lead to market share erosion. And then there is the regulatory changes in regulations such as those by the government. And then there's also the economic downturn. And lastly is the supply chain disruption, disruptive to Nestle's supply chain, such as natural disaster or supplier insolvency. Okay, so next we have the SWOT for Japfa. So the strength, just like Nestle, they have the strong local presence. Japfa has a strong local presence in Indonesia. They also have diversified products, such as poultry and then dairy. And then also they have the efficient operation. Japfa has a efficient operation which enable them to maintain a low cost and high productivity. And then lastly is the government support. Japfa receives support from the Indonesian government. And then for the weakness is dependence on local market because they mainly only operate in Indonesia. And then the limited global presence, like I said, it is mainly operating in Indonesia for Japfa. And then the third one is the limited product. And then also Lastly is the environmental impact for the operation, like any other factory has. And then opportunities is the growing demand for animal feed. The demand for animal feed is growing globally, which presents an opportunity for Japfa to expand its operation and revenue. And then expansion into new markets. Japfa can expand into other Southeast Asian countries. And then also partnership and a collaboration. Japfa can form a partnership and collaboration with other companies to make more impact. And then also the digital transformation can be leveraged to improve efficiency and reduce some costs. And then lastly, the threat is competition that might be faced, especially with a lot of not even beverage and snacks company in Indonesia. And then regulatory changes from the government, economic downturn, and also the supply chain disruption. Next is the conclusion, basically. Both Nestle and Java has strengths and weaknesses that are specific to their respective industry and markets. Nestle's strengths lie in its brand recognition, product diversification, and strong distribution network, while Java's strengths lie in its strong local presence and diversified product portfolio. However, both companies face similar threats such as competition, regulatory changes, and economic downturn. In opportunity, both companies can leverage digital transformation to improve efficiency and enhance customer engagement. Additionally, both companies can expand into new markets and form partnership and collaboration to drive innovation and social impact. Nestle and Jaffa are both major players in their respective industry, with strengths and weaknesses that are specific to their markets and operation. While both companies face similar threats, they also have opportunities to leverage digital transformation, expand into new markets, and form partnership and collaboration to drive innovation and social impact. This is the analysis of ESG topic selection. So for Nestle, for the environmental topics, it could be climate change. Nestle Malaysia has set a target to reduce greenhouse gas emission by 50% by 2030 compared to 2019 levels. It aims to achieve this through energy efficient operations, renewable energy, and reducing water. And then there's also the water conservation. Nestle Malaysia has implemented water saving measures such as using rainwater harvesting and reducing water usage in its manufacturing process. And lastly is the waste reduction. Nestle Malaysia aims to reduce waste by 50% by 2025. And then there's the social topics, is the employee well-being. Nestle Malaysia will prioritize their employee well-being through initiatives such as mental health support and etc. And then there's community development. Nestle Malaysia engage in community development initiatives, including education and healthcare programs. And then next, there's the supply chain transparency. Nestle Malaysia aims to increase transparency in its supply chain by publishing its suppliers and implementing ethical sourcing practices. And lastly, for the governance topics, it's for board diversity. Nestle Malaysia has a diverse board of directors with a mix of gender, age, and ethnicity. Second is transparency and reporting. Nestle Malaysia publish its sustainability report annually. And then third is the risk management. Nestle Malaysia has a robust risk management framework in place to identify and mitigate potential risk to its business and reputation. For Japfa, it's also basically the same. Climate change, they set a target to reduce GHG emission by 20% in 2025. And then water conservation, implemented water saving measures such as using rainwater harvesting. And then also animal welfare. Java prioritizes animal welfare through initiatives such as improving living condition. This is going to be the only different one from Nestle. And then for the social topics, employee engagement, Java engage its employees through various initiatives, including training programs, employee recognition, and etc. And then there's the community development. Java supports local communities through initiatives such as education and healthcare. And then next, the supply chain transparency. Java aims to increase transparency in its supply chain by publishing its suppliers and implementing ethical sourcing practices. For the governments, just like Nestle, board diversity, Java has diverse board of directors with a mix of gender, age, and ethnicity. Transparency and reporting, they also publish its sustainability report annually. And then lastly is the risk management. Java has a robust risk management framework in a place to identify and mitigate potential risk to its business. Both Nestle Malaysia and Java prioritize environmental and social topics in their ESG strategy. They both focus on climate change, water conservation, and waste reduction, as well as employee well-being and community development. Java, however, places more emphasis on animal welfare, which is a key aspect of its business operation. In terms of governance, both companies prioritize transparency and reporting, as well as board diversity. Japfa also highlights its risk management framework as a key aspect of its governance strategy. Overall, both companies demonstrate a commitment to ESG principles and are working to improve their sustainability performance.
Okay, so for the third question is our version of the ESG framework and ESG material topic for the Japfa. Okay, next. So this is the ESG framework that we suggest. So there are still three pillars. The first one is product. Yeah, so the product must be safe, affordable, nutritious food for everyone. Second one is the people. So the manpower, knowledge, development, and management. And then for the third one is the environment. So eco-friendly and sustainable large production. In terms of products, there are three points. The first one is food safety. So Japfa needs to make sure that all of the products are made to the standards of the food safety regulations and halal regulations. Then for the second point is the health and nutrition. Nutrition such as proteins and vitamins are all essential for the human life. And for the third one is the ingredient sourcing. So the ingredients is locally sourced, responsible, and from a sustainable farm. In For the people, that are divided into three. The first one is the employee. So the employee gets training, development, and the work-life balance. For the community, they have education programs such as scholarship and other CSR program. For the farmers, they get the technical assistance and skill development. And then environment pillar, the first one is the land use and ecological impact. So it consists of wastewater management, air pollution control, and manure management. And then we have the climate related, such as the greenhouse gases control, energy management, water usage management. And for the third one is the animal care. So such as the vaccine, antibiotics, housing, treatment, and the slaughterhouse facility, and also the procedure. Okay, next. Okay, so for the first topic, which we think very material for this Japfa, is regarding food safety, since Japfa produce food for everyone. So food safety is an important topic in this industry. So Japfa needs to make sure that their products are safe to consume. Second topic is nutritious and affordable food. So nutritious food are essential to everyone. Everyone in this planet needs to consume certain amount of nutrition such as protein, vitamin, fiber, etc. every day. And then an affordable nutritious food is better since everyone, regardless of their economical situation, can afford it. The third one is the workforce health and safety. So health and safety are a major concern in this industry, especially in Java, since Java deals with animals, and also the workers operate heavy machineries. So we obviously do not want any kind of accident from happening, and could result into injuries or even worse thing from happening to the workers. So for the fourth one is the efficient usage of resources. So yeah, this includes uh, water, energy, and greenhouse gas management. So we need to use the resource efficiently. We do not want to waste too much resource such as water and energy. So we have minimum impact on the environment. For number 5 is ingredient sourcing. So Japfa in the processed food industry source a wide range of ingredients, largely from agricultural inputs. So the industry ability to source at some price point fluctuates with the supply availability, which may be affected by the climate change, water scarcity, land management, and other resource scarcity considerations. This exposure to the risk may cause price volatility, which may affect which may affect Java profitability. So climate change, water scarcity, and land use restrictions present risk to entities' long-term ability to source essential materials and ingredients. But for Japfa that source ingredients which are more productive and less resource intensive, or coordinate with suppliers to increase their adaptability to climate change and other resource scarcity risks, may reduce the price volatility and supply. And that's why it is very important for the ingredients to be locally sourced from a responsible and sustainable farm. And for the last one is the packaging lifestyle management. So packaging materials represent a major business cost and contribute to the environmental footprint of Japfa in the processed food industry. So each stage of package life cycle, including the design, transportation, and disposal, it presents unique environmental challenge and opportunities. Japfa are also affected by legislation regarding allowable packaging materials or packaging end-of-life management. So Japfa can work with packaging manufacturers on packaging design to reduce costs, improve brand reputation, and reduce the environmental impact of packaging. Innovations such as developing lightweight materials may also result in reduced goods transportation costs. Okay, next. Okay, so that's all from us. Thank you for listening.